Hello everybody and welcome back to Resin Art Ireland. Earlier we saw this piece which had blemishes in it and I sanded it down in order to get it ready for a top coat of resin. And this is what we're going to do now. In order to apply resin to a piece like this, the piece must be level. So use the spirit level to make sure that the piece is absolutely level. And then we can get them ready to pour. I use art resin. I find it's very easy to use. It's crystal clear when it cures. I import it from England, from Easy Composites. It's a company in England, and I find that it takes about 48 hours for it to arrive here. When you're using art resin, it's measured by volume, not by weight. So it's 50% resin and 50% hardener. As you see, the hardener has a black top and the resin has a white top. Now, for safety's sake, I always put an R on the top of my resin bottle, because the last thing you want to do is mix up these lids, because you've just ruined your batch of resin and hardener if that happens. So we'll just go ahead now and mix this. What you need to mix this is obviously a plastic jug. You need a timer, because you have to mix this for 3 minutes. You need some lollipop sticks in order to mix the resin. And today I'm using some hot water to put this into, because it's a bit cold here in Ireland today and resin likes heat. And if it's too cold, the resin is inclined to form more bubbles, and also it's inclined to be a little bit thicker. So if you want some more viscosity, just heat up your resin a little bit. So I'll just go ahead now and pour out the resin. I know from experience that this disc will take about 300 mils of resin. That's 150 of resin and 150 mils of hardener. But art resin itself has a very, very easy calculator on its website. It does not calculate in rounds, but if you put in the length and the width of your piece, it will calculate just how much resin you need. So I'm going to go ahead now and I'm going to pour out my resin. So I'm going to use 150 mils of resin and 150 mils of hardener. I'm going to stand this jug just in this hot water, just as I said, to help mix the resin. And I'm going to turn on my stopwatch and it'll take 3 minutes. Now I'll just turn that over so that I get all of the resin out of it. Now what I want to do here is to make sure that the resin gets into all of these little nooks and crannies that are here, where the crystal meets the piece. And then I just use the lollipop stick to move around the resin so that it covers all of the board. Another way of doing that is to use your gloved hand. Now, as you see, I wear two gloves. I wear an under one and an over one, because it's easier just to change your gloves that way. Just make sure that you have resin over all of your piece. And then we will use the heat gun to get rid of any bubbles. Now just one little speck of dirt on how it got into it, but there you go. We've now completed this piece, and we will just keep a little eye on it for the next 15 minutes, just in case any bubbles do appear that I haven't spotted already. And I'll show you the finished piece in the next video. Thank you for watching. Slán leat.